Well, I'm actually retired, so what I do for a living is I'm a trader. That's what I'm doing now for a living.
My name is David, and I'm from Richmond, Virginia. I'm retired. Right now I was in aerospace with Boeing.
My name is Richard Serrano, and I'm from East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
That's what I'm doing now for a living.
I do telecommunications.
My name is Phil Scheib, and I am from Alaska. I am retired locomotive engineer.
My name is Leanne Jack, and I grew up in Appleton, Wisconsin. So I'm a web designer and a front-end developer.
My name is George Brooks. I am originally from New Jersey. Been in IT for the last 33 years. And in between that, still cutting down trees, climbing trees, and all that other stuff in between.
My name is Terrell Lee. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. I work at a small used car lot just to get out of the house.
I discovered this whole community of traders in the trade room, which, you know, I was sitting in front of my computer at home all by myself, and now all of a sudden here is this community out there, which I found very generous. Everybody was so supportive and welcoming. It just really blew me away.
What makes us so different than other schools is that we're just not your typical school that's just going to teach you how to trade. We're going to go out there and be part of a family, be part of a team. We're looking for traders that we could trade together.
My name is Josh Levitin. I'm from Bethpage, New York, and I'm the senior instructor here at Cybertrading University. Yeah. What makes our on-site class so great, aside from the networking aspect of it all, just having our students meet each other for the first time, is the fact that myself and Fausto are very hands-on with our students in the sense of just being able to literally overlook their shoulder and watch their trade, what they're focused on from their platform.
Some news came out and the thing just popped.
While I can comment on what they should focus on online, they might not be able to understand that as well compared to having us right there in front of them.
I kind of like the idea of not being in front of a computer 8 hours a day, because I can't do that. So I kind of like the idea of doing it in the morning and then going to do all the other stuff I need to do.
Everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner. Yeah, it's like, it's not worth it.
When I spoke to Fausto on the phone and he interviewed me, the thing he said the hardest thing for me to do would be to unlearn the things that I previously learned. And it turns out that's 100% true. And the stuff that I'm learning from him and from Josh and everybody has really made all the difference in the world in understanding what a day trader is and how it actually works.
Fausto and the staff at CTU University, they're really on top of everything. They give you good trade choices, and they keep you alert onto whatever's happening in the market at the time for the day.
Right, so we made a profit. What did I just say earlier? Just take the money and run, because guess what? If you didn't take it, how would you be doing right now? Now you're losing money. You're just trying to make that day's pay. That's all you're looking to do. You got it, you made it. Listen, for every stock that kept on going, for everyone that you thought was going to do that, you're going to have 9 losses versus 1 winner.
I don't think you're going to find a better support team in the stock trading business anywhere. That's why I'm here at the platinum level.
You know, a lot of people want to go out there and trade and don't know if it's for them or not. And guess what? That's okay, because it's not. And the thing you have to look at is you have to find a mentor, you have to find a school, you have to sample a couple of things with a couple of schools out there, do a couple of classes, and you make the choice. But don't make the biggest mistake that people make. Go out there and be part of 90%, maybe even higher, of the failure rate in today's industry, because people want to try it before they learn. I mean, would you ever want someone to work on your loved ones that never went to med school? Or how about just giving you finance money to some financial planner that never learned finance? We are no different, but you are on the right path. The right path is you should be doing it on your own. And by doing it on your own, you need a mentor to show you how to do it. And that's what you're going to get here at CyberTrading University. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fausto from CyberTrading. Just want to do a quick audio check. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, just give me a chat back, please. All right, just want to get the webcam up and running. There you go. Hopefully everybody. No problem, Ed. Thank you very much. Robert, you can hear me loud and clear. Good to see you, Scott, Lawrence, everyone. Well, welcome. My name is Fausto again, and hopefully everybody enjoyed that quick little video. We'd just like to show you some of the experiences that people learned from joining CyberTrading University, but and basically to you to see that they're no different than people like you. All right, we've been doing this for over 25 years. We love what we do, and like I said in the video, it's not for everybody. I'm glad you guys are actually making a, I'm a little low right there. You probably have to raise your speaker. Okay. I'm glad that you guys are here to see it, because let me show you exactly what trading's all about. And then we'll go about and learning and seeing if it's for you or not. Because at the end of today's presentation, what my goal is, I'm looking to invite every single one of you to come and watch us trade live in the market, so you could see exactly what we do. I know some of you here have been watching me live on YouTube Live. If you haven't, we're on every morning on YouTube and Facebook Live at 9 a.m. And we're going to talk about some of the stocks that we traded, how they worked out, and how to find them. But the big thing that you have to understand is this. We're here to teach you exactly, why do people lose money doing this? There was just an article that came out that on Bloomberg News, and they said that I hope all those day traders enjoy it because they're going to lose it. They're going to blow up their accounts. And you know what? I do agree with that article. As much as I'm a day trader and I don't want that to happen to anyone, I do agree to it. Why? Because that's exactly what happened in 2000. Everyone goes out there, think they could do this on their own. You know what? I'm sitting at home. I'm losing. And by the way, Rich, one of the panelists just posted a link up there so you could subscribe to us. Click on that link right now, ladies and gentlemen. Just like us and start following us so you can basically start getting all those alerts, by the way. But getting back to where I was, if you don't have a team and you're not surrounded with somebody, you're bound to fail, okay? You're literally bound to fail. And hopefully we're going to change that, that whole thought process that you've been going through and seeing how it works. So basically, I'm going to talk about today, which you could see here up on the PowerPoint. I'm going to talk about short squeezes. I mean, obviously, we've been making a killing lately on short squeezes. I want to talk about that. I'm going to show you how to follow the smart money. I'm also going to talk about how, volume orders get filled, and how to find some of these stocks that we trade. Probably been watching, like I said, been watching me on YouTube, or now you hear, or Facebook, or maybe, just found out about us just recently. I'm going to show you, you see me on Twitter, you see me on Instagram. You're like, my God, where did you find this stock, Fausto? I couldn't believe it, up 300%, 500%. The market's not even open. Don't worry about it. I'm going to show you how it works. But the key is this. I want you to understand something a little bit about myself before I get right into it. I was you 25 years ago, okay? And I failed. I blew up 3 accounts. And I tell everyone that over and over again, because sometimes it takes you to lose money before you start learning how to make money. And, when it comes to trading, I went out there and, finally realized, living in New York, the financial capital of the world, I said, you know what? I got to go work for somebody. There's got to be a reason why everybody makes money but me. Now, you know why you're here. You love trading, and you see what's happened with the market, with this whole coronavirus, the market's crashing. And then all of a sudden now we're getting a big rally, and things, some people worry about not getting their job back. Maybe there is a job there when they get back. Maybe it's time for a new career. I mean, why not? I mean, if you think that you're going to be able to survive on Social Security, you got something coming to you. If you think that you're going to be able to live off your pension, if you have one, your IRA, whatever, I'm sorry, you should use that to build your life, not lose it. Okay. So let's get right into it, guys. And let me just tell you a little bit about, how I got basically that's how I got started. You got 2 great pictures up here, a bunch of kids tormenting Wall Street. That's a photograph of me on NASDAQ. I'm a guest speaker there, talking specifically what I'm going to talk about today, which, by the way, I'm going to show you. We're going to play a video the last time I was on there before they shut down the NASDAQ market.
And I'm going to talk. So at the end of this presentation, don't go anywhere. You're going to watch a quick video. It's about 8-9 minutes of me being on that show and talking about what we're going to learn today also. All right. So I got two families. Okay. I've been married for almost 25 years. My wife gave me 3 wonderful boys. And, you know, I think that means a lot. I think it means a lot because the reason why I guess I've been married for so long is that, you know, I was very fortunate. I learned from my parents to go out there and try to spend as much time as you can. And, you know, and me and my wife kind of work together. And it really came down to it is that, you know, to have good family values, you got to, you know, it's not hard to be married. We all know that because we know divorce is very expensive. But when you have a very good foundation, you could just expand from there. If you have a very difficult relationship, it's going to be very difficult to succeed. Well, the same methodology that I was taught from my parents is the same thing I pass on to my traders. So I got two families. I got my everyday family and I got my trading family. So my trading family, we're like a family. And you have to understand when you trade, if you don't trust the people you trade with, who are you going to trust? Anybody here you have a job and you ever had that guy, that person that worked there and it was like cancer, or he brings the morale down and it's like, why can't they fire this person? Or maybe you're a boss and like, this guy is just kind of this person's disaster. And you just got to realize it. Well, the same thing happens, you know, in trading. If you're not surrounded with great traders, guess what? You're not going to really be a good trader. You're really not. So that's where it comes down to it. So that's basically what we're going to be covering when it comes to trading. I'm going to talk about short squeeze. I'm going to show you how we find them. And then I'm going to invite all of you to meet my second family so you could see if they actually make money doing it. Because I think that's really the big outcome. You know, you hear all these people on the internet bragging, they pound their chest. Hey, look how much money I made. Hey, I made $3,000. I made $25,000. To me, I don't know. I find that very gaudy. You know what I mean? First of all, this is the big thing. How do you think you're going to compete with a guy or girl, whoever it is, that shows you he made $5,000, $10,000? And not only that, but for him to make $5,000, that means he's got to be willing to lose $5,000 5 days in a row. How many of you guys can afford to do that? How about some of you just like to make $50,000 to $100,000 a year? You know what? I'm happy if I make $300 a day. I don't need $3,000. Maybe it's nice, but as of right now, let me start small. And that's what you have to understand. There are people in this world just like you, but we need to know how to go about and find these stocks, why they're going up, and where they come from. So we have a couple of stocks right here. By the way, did anybody ever see this stock right here? IMRN. Did anybody trade this stock or saw what happened with it? It was just a couple of days ago. Let me get my pointer right here so you guys can follow along. There we go. Okay, got my little pointer here. So you can see the stock at 9 o'clock this morning went up, shot up to about $10 from about $4. Huge winner, right? And if you look here in the bottom, 10, 11, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, stock ran to $30. Are you kidding me? What actually even made the stock go up that high, that fast in one day? And where do you find them? Listen, I don't care what I trade. You could say whatever you want about this company. You could do all the research. By the time you figure it out, the thing already went higher. Traders, all we care about, day traders, we just care about making money for a day's pay. That's it. I don't need the stock to go from 5 to 30. I'm happy if I get it at 10 and sell it at 12. Own 1,000 shares of that, make $2,000. There's your $500,000 a year. But they're up there. There are these stocks there all the time. You're trying to find basically these big runners so you could just basically just get a piece of it. You just want to jump on that train and get off at the next stop. You're not looking to go from here down to Florida, you know? But there's more. U1. Anybody saw U1? Anybody saw this stock? Another great short squeeze stock. Stock ran from 5 by 10 o'clock. It ran all the way to 20. It was up about 400%. And then at the end of the day, it ran from 15 up to $40. 40. Like, where did that come from? No one saw this? Are you kidding me, guys? Come on. There's over 100 people in here. No one saw this stock. Franny, you did. Mikey, you did. Did you get a piece of it? Michael saw it. But was it a unicorn? You saw it. I heard of it, but I never seen one. All right. So anyway, there's a lot of stocks out there that make these big run-ups. And I think everybody's always thinking about, you don't want to get caught holding the bag, because some people I found that did buy the stock at 20. And then next thing you know, they woke up next morning and went back down to 5. And you're literally one trade away of blowing up your account. Literally one trade. Now, what makes a short squeeze? Does anyone here know what a short squeeze is, by the way? Let me run by that. Does anybody know what a short squeeze is? Fran says, I lose when everybody wins. Franny, I'm gonna, you know what? I know what your problem is, Franny, and I'm gonna I'm gonna get to that. All right, we got a couple of people have raised their hands. A couple of no's. Mike, okay. I'm not here to teach you a Series 7 license regarding my short squeeze, but basically a short squeeze is that people are shorting the stock, but it's not going lower. So what they're doing is they're buying it back to cover their short, and they're doubling down higher. They're buying it back, and then it's not going lower. So they're running up the stock and they're tripling down higher. And they just keep, like, you ever heard the phrase like averaging down? Like, you bought a stock at 10, it goes to 5, you buy more, you average your cost. Well, what these people are doing the opposite. They're averaging down on a short squeeze. So they're squeezing these people that think the stock's going up. And, there was a lot of stocks today we traded that you'll see like 2,000, 3,000 share buyers. And then all of a sudden you'll see like a 50,000 share seller. And then what happens, it gets through that 50,000 share seller. And then because they'll buy it, and then the people that shorted it are buying it back. And then they'll sell 100,000, maybe $1 higher, $250,000, $3 higher. They just keep doubling and tripling down. But what this does is it causes a buying frenzy. So they're getting squeezed like an orange. That's basically what he means. They're getting squeezed like lemons. Not an orange. I'll probably call it like a lemon. You know how sour the lemon is. So they get squeezed, and then they're driving the stock up higher. Okay. Just for reading some collapse a few weeks ago, and the coronavirus brought the fear on Wall Street. Okay, Joe says, I know what it is, but I can't find the words to describe it. That's what happened with the Fed stepping in when the markets were collapsing a few weeks ago, and the coronavirus brought the fear on Wall Street. Listen, there are a lot. It's just not that. It could be several different things. Okay, tight float stocks can do it. It could be many different things that can cause that, Joe. All right. But the bottom line is this. At the end of the day, it's not your problem. And you don't want to know about the feds or blame the coronavirus or blame the Republicans or Democrats or whatever it is. At the end of the day, you're at home. You want a better life for yourself, and you just need to find the ones that are making money. Now, let's talk about where we find them, because Blue Apron, WTRH, all the BMRN. I mean, what in the hell would make a stock go up 478% in one damn day? Okay. The thing is this, it's not my problem, because all I want is the crumbs. But how do we find them? Is directly right here on the big percentage gainers and losers list. You see, like I said, I don't care what these companies do. I'm just here to make money. And most of the short squeezes that we've been seeing lately are popping up in the top 20 list. Blue Apron. I mean, I guess people are buying it with the coronavirus and stuff, but does that justify a stock to go from 8 to 20 in one day? I mean, why would it go up so fast? I mean, this is not normal. Okay. This is not, it's a screaming buy at 20. All right. No, there's nothing that makes a stock go from 8 to 20 other than, a short squeeze and algorithms. It's basically what it comes down to it. Because if you didn't get out of it when it went to 20, the shorts eventually are shorting it. Eventually they're going to win until they run out of money. Okay. And it goes from 28 down to 10 in a matter of what? Look, it took all day, actually 2 days, to go from 8 to 28. And it took literally 30 minutes to go from 28 back down to 10. That's a short squeeze. I mean, it didn't stay at 28, did it? Okay. Now, short squeezes are not a bad thing for you and I. It's actually a very good thing because it makes liquidity. Okay. That's what you want when you trade. You can't make money trading a stock like this. You need to trade stocks that go up and you need to trade stocks that go down. You don't want to trade stocks like this. Okay. Oh, but it's a blue chip stock, a good company. That does not make you money. Ask me what I traded yesterday, made money. I really have no idea because I did maybe 30, 40 trades. If I look at my pages, I probably find it. But at the end of the day, you're here to find liquidity, and short squeezes make very good liquidity for traders. The question is, you don't want to hold them. You won. Same thing. Take the money and run. 9 o'clock went from $5 all the way up to 40. The next day, where did it go back to? Went back down to 10. I mean, granted, it didn't go to 5, but 12? Seriously? How is that even possible? Short squeeze. No other answer. Algorithms kicking in and short squeeze. Okay? CARV, $4 stock, 22. Next day, back down to 8. Short squeeze. No other explanation for it. Short squeeze. So the question is now is, okay, so how do we know they go up? What's the strategy behind it? How do we know to get in and get out of these positions? Who's running them up? Who's running them down? Well, what I'm about to show you right now, ladies and gentlemen, and fellow traders, is one of Wall Street's biggest secrets. What I'm about to show you, I say this all the time. This is quite disturbing, okay? Because where you're going to get really ticked off is you're going to be like, how in the hell no one ever told me about this stuff? How in the hell did I not even, I'm not even using this stuff? And I'll tell you why. Who really trained you? Oh, I was in this room. The guy's great. He's very charismatic, good-looking guy. That does not make you money. Okay? I'm not a racist person. I'm not a, I don't discriminate anybody, what they look, how they dress. Okay? I'm in the business of making money because that's the definition of business, making money. All right. And if someone's going to teach me how to do it the right way, I'm all in. Actually, the guy who trained me was a pretty nasty, loud, aggressive person. And I don't think anybody would, if you met this person, you probably wouldn't say, I would never go to work for this guy. But you know what? I respected him because he says, listen, you want to make money? I can't pat you on the back and say, listen, maybe tomorrow might be a better day. Nothing is rainbows and puppy dogs. So, but it comes down to one very important thing. You need to know how to play the game. So how do we know where to buy and sell stock? Well, listen, 90% of the people fail on trading. And this is the reason why. Do you ever feel that somebody's watching you? Anybody ever have that problem? You're trading. It's like every time I buy the damn stock, soon as I buy it, the damn thing goes down. And as soon as I sell it, it goes up. Ed says it happens to him all the time. Mike says it all the time. Anyone else? Are they the only ones? It's pretty weird, right? It's like Like, it makes absolutely no sense. It's like, why is this happening? I sat here all day, watched the stock. Once I jumped in, the thing goes the opposite direction. Okay. Raj says, oh my God, yes. Okay. Well, let me tell you what the problem is. It's not that they're watching you. It's that you're not watching them. That's what it comes down to. You're not watching them. And them are on something called an ECN. And we're going to talk about one specific ECN, which is NASDAQ, Total View. Now, let me do a quick poll question to get to know if everybody's here. You know, see if everybody can answer this question. Does anybody here have level 3, which is, which is called Total View? Anyone have level 3? Just give me a yes or no, and just be honest. And if you are a student, please don't answer this question. I know we have some students here. Just be very honest with yourself. All right. And I'm going to share the poll so everybody knows how everybody answered this. By the way, guys, don't get shy. No one's going to yell at you, embarrass you. It's afraid to answer a poll question. I always see these polls on TV. I'm like, who the hell are they calling? They're not calling me. Well, maybe because I don't, take phone solicitations. But now, listen, you're soliciting me. So answer the poll. See how how you judge with everyone else. All right. So let's end the poll and let me share the results. Okay. So you could see that there's about almost 60% of you that don't, you have a lot of them that says not sure. I'll take that as a no. So let me tell you what we're looking at. What we're looking at right here is there are different levels of trading. There's level 1, level 2, and level 3. You probably heard of level 2. Okay. Level 3 is going to give you 20 times more data than level 2, 100 times more data than level 1. What does level 2, a Total View give you? It tells you where every order is on the street at every price level. It's as simple as that. So let me teach you and explain to you what we're looking at, because right now you're probably confused and like, there's so many damn numbers, like everything else. And you're probably like, I don't know, how do I read this data? Okay. Well, the left-hand side are the buyers. If you want to buy stock, you'd be on the left. If you were to sell stock, you'd be on the right. Now, if we're looking at Snapchat, okay, so if you were trading Snapchat, you got a limit order out there. So if you wanted to buy it at $19 and I don't know, 34 cents, you'll be here with that one other person in this world that's looking to buy 900 shares. You got 11 people over here that make up $19 to buy Snapchat that equal 2,500 shares. So what you're seeing is all the data out there of where all the buyers are at that specific stock. It's quite amazing when you really think of it. It's like, wow, you actually could see all the buyers and sellers. Yes, there is no fluff. There's nothing fake about this. This is not fake news. This is NASDAQ software. This is how NASDAQ was built. And this is now you're seeing you have a seat on the exchange. How do you not have this is beyond me. How do you not want to know and use and have a seat on the exchange? The best traders in the world got a job because they're on the seat on the exchange. Well, guess what? You are now eligible to get this data, which unfortunately has been around for about 20 years now. Okay. Okay. Now, Steven, listen, I invented, I'm not saying I invented it, but you're talking about dark pools and high frequency trades. Yes, this is where it all started. Okay. So, listen, regarding about dark pools, I was the first one teaching dark pools 25 years ago. Okay. But it's not just the dark pools. It's the high frequency trades. It's the algorithms. That's what you got to focus on. The dark pools are like a fraction of what you really should be concerned about. So anyway, let's talk about right here what we got and how do we use this data, okay? So we're looking at IQ, a stock IQ. Now you notice on here in the chart the stock goes down from 24.20 all the way down from 10 o'clock in the morning, 9:30 actually, and it stops right around 11:30. It stops right around here around $23. And it really was like basically having a tough time breaking it. It hit it. It went back up to 23.40, came back to 23, went back to 23.40. It was having such a major problem getting past 23. Why did it stop at 23? It's not because the chart said so. It's not because of Mr. Fibonacci indicator said so. It's not because the person on CNBC said so. It's because when you look down here, there is a 96,000 shares looking to be bought at 23, and there are 77 different orders out there, meaning there's 77 different people around this whole world that are also trading IQ that want to buy it at $23. That's the only reason why. End the conversation. No explanation why. You could sit there and you could analyze it like, oh, you know, I calculated the book value and then the P ratio and it equivalent to this, and then the MACD crossed with the 200 moving average, and then I had that, you know, that curve line. Listen, why are you stressing yourself out? Why are you making complicated? Just look at the order. Just look at the money. That's it. Just look at the money. That's the only reason why this stock is not going lower. Now, what about a stock going up? Does it work for going up? Let's look at DraftKings. Okay, great stock that we've been trading it since $20. Great swing trade. But now it's having a tough time breaking a specific number, this is pretty much where it's capping out. Why is it having a tough time breaking a price of $42? Not because of the 300 share seller at $41.50, not because of the 13 share seller at $41.75. It's the 55,000 share order out there made up of 49 different people in this world to sell at 42. So you could sit there and you could say, you know, it's the greatest thing, sliced bread. Could be $100 stock. Yeah. Listen, that's great. And that could happen. One problem. It's got to get past that 55,000 share seller. And you got to take out 49 different people in this world to get past that. Do you want to be the person that's want to take that gamble? Do you want to be the person that wants to take that shot? I really don't think so. And when we're talking about short squeezes, because believe me, I'm not trying to get off the subject of short squeezes. I don't know. Maybe a guy, you know, shorted it and he's averaging up and he keeps shorting more, selling more, which, by the way, I didn't even teach you guys because I really only very short for time. But you'll see this in my trading room when you come in. But you would also see that there is a level 4 version of this. And I'll actually just show it to you really quickly. Got to bring it up here. Got to load it up really quick. I'll show you a little bit more of this as it comes up. But the thing is, you need to know where those orders are, and are they averaging? Is it a short squeeze? Are they continue to sell it? But at the end of the day, is it a short squeeze? Is it a big seller? You know what? All I know is there's 55,000 shares are going to be sold at that price. That's it. Really I'm not going to be the one that's going to question that guy, because how many shares you're really trading? What about those orders that pull prior being hit? Steve, we didn't get to that yet. I'm glad that you brought that up, Steve. And you know what? That could happen. And don't worry about it. We're going to see it happen in the real market conditions when you come in my trading room. I see people pull orders all the time. Listen, can't you pull an order, Steve? Are you held against it to your will when you put an order on your TD Ameritrade or Thinkorswim that he says, you know, I changed my mind. You think he'd be like, oh, no. You can't change your mind. Once you put it there, that's it. No, people can change their mind. Hell, people change their mind to the second they get up to the altar. You ever heard of that one before? My God, that's pretty crazy. Imagine just going right up to before you get married and you say, hey, change your heart, didn't show up. That could happen. It could happen. It happens with stocks all the time, by the way. Joe says, Fausto, can you trade level 3 and level 4 for E-minis, S&P futures? Yes, you can. Actually, absolutely you can. Okay? But right now, Joe, I want to focus on a slower moving stock because those things move pretty quickly. And once you know how to play the dollar hands, then eventually you'll know how to play the $50, $100 hands. Okay? All right. Let me do a quick poll here. And I want everybody's question here. Let's see. Is this stock going up or going down? Let's see how you guys answer this question. Really quick. Don't stop and think about it. Don't sit there and be like, well, it's not enough data. Just tell me, what's the first thing comes to your mind? Stock's going up or going down? Looking at Twitter. Don't sit there and question it. What's the first thing comes into your mind? Up or down? I still got people thinking about it. Mike, Julie, Lance, come on. Could you guys answer the question? What are you afraid of? You're going to get the wrong answer? If you can't answer this question, you really should quit trading. It's a simple question. All right. I guess people are a little shy. All right. So we're going to share the results. I still, you know what? I ask this question all the time. I still can't understand how someone would even say it's going up. I don't know who said it was going up. I could just see the poll, but 7 people picked that it was going up. Maybe you're willing to come out there and nobody could see your chat, but maybe you could tell me why you think it was going up. I don't know. 7 people said it was going up. Why do you think the stock was going up? Listen, just taking a guess. Guess could get you in trouble. Guess can get you in trouble. You don't want to do that. Okay? All right. Listen, if you said it was going down, congratulations. You have just passed 50% of being profitable in trading. The trend is your friend. You don't buck the trend. Okay? Oh, Franny says, I think it was a trick question. No, there's no trick question about it. There's nothing trick about it. It's a very direct question. It was just asking you, what is the direction of the stock? Now, Pedro, it came up with a good answer. What do you get with total view? Well, the thing is this. Is Twitter going to 0? No. Could it happen? Of course it could. Okay. But it might bounce, somewhere lower. It's going to hit the support level, right? So how do we find the buyers? What do we need to do, everyone? How are we going to know? Because listen, when a stock goes down, you're like, oh my God, do I sell it now? When's it going to stop? You got to have a game plan. What do we need? Paul, the candlestick, listen, candles are good for birthday cakes, okay? I don't know what else you want to use a candlestick for. The wick, the thickness, this and that. You could sit there and analyze this damn thing. Stick with birthdays, okay? All right, the trend is your friend. Let's not buck this trend. What do we need for the stock to go up? And you do not need a candle. One guy's laughing about the candlestick. I always like using that line. I think it's hysterical. People's like, why don't you have candlesticks? Because I do for birthdays. I don't need them right here. Doesn't work for trading. We need buyers. We need buyers, right? Think of what you just said, everyone. Look at your answer. You all said the same thing. You need to know where the buyers are. Do you see buyers on a chart? Do you see buyers on an indicator? Do you see buyers, if you go back in history? No. So here you are. After all the years you've been trading, you just answered the question that you've been trading blind your whole life. You're looking at this chart. You're debating when it's going to go, when it's going to bounce. And you just answered and said, you know what? We need buyers. Until this day, until you walked into this room, you still didn't know that data is available to you. Okay? Well, let's go look at the NASDAQ total view. We're looking at Twitter. So remember, we need buyers, right? So we're working our way down the buyers list. Got 1,500. Okay, it's 4,000, 3,000, 11,000. That's not bad. 9 buyers out there. Okay. Holy crap. You got 95,000 shares made up of 36 people looking to buy the stock at $30.63. So, I might want to buy it there too. I probably would predict that that's the support level without looking at any stupid, crazy, tool that some brokerage firm's trying to push on you, or some VectorVest platform, or any of these crazy indicators. I don't care what they tell you. I trust him more than anybody, because you know why? That's a $3 million buyer out there that makes up all those 36 buyers. That's really what I'm looking at. So anyway, let's go back to the chart. Remember, it was going down? Well, it did exactly what it was supposed to do. It came up to that guy here around 36. You could see it right there. Shot back up, came back down, never came back to him, and went right back up to 31. In a matter of what? 30 minutes? If you bought 1,000 shares of that stock, knowing that a support level was right there at 30.63, and you went out there and bought it, let's say at 30.65, you cut the line. If you bought at 30.65 and you sell it 30 minutes later, I don't know, you make yourself what? 35 cents on 1,000 shares, $350. Where are you going to make $350 in 30 minutes? Maybe selling drugs, I think. I don't know. I mean, there are people that do make that much money, but now you know why people love trading. Now you know why everybody, are always going after people regarding about finance. I'm not looking to bash Bernie Sanders, but like you hear these people, oh, we got to tax Wall Street more. We got to, we got to go after Wall Street. Listen, don't get revenge on them. Join them. There's a reason why we make money, because we're just trading the market. Does that make us a bad person? Does that make you a bad person that you bought a stock at 36.65 and you sold at 31 and you made yourself $350? I'd rather do that than go out there. They're building 2 brand new homes across the street from me. One's for $3.5 million. The other one they sold for like $3.2. Poor guys are working out in 90-degree weather to what? Make $150, $200 a day, which is pretty good money, actually. I'd rather sit here in a nice air condition with you guys and just trade Twitter. It's as easy as that. But I understand why those people are upset. They see me walk outside my front door and they're like, what in the hell does this guy do? He's always going outside, checking his garden, checking on his chickens, walking around. I'm always doing something. And they're sitting there sweating their brains out. And they look at me like, it's in the middle of the week. It's 10 o'clock. Doesn't this guy have a job? Like, what does he do? And like, I'm a trader, and they don't get it. And I understand they're jealous, but that's okay. That's why you're here. You're here. There's a lot of money to be made in the market. You just got to know how to play the game. And it's all about following the money. Uber. Is Uber going up or down, everyone? Let me relaunch the poll. Up or down? Holy crap. You guys really answered this question pretty fast. This is the first time I've seen everyone answer so quickly. Not even one person said it was, okay. All right. We had someone that throw a wrench into it. All right. End the poll. That's it. I got to stop it. I don't want any more. You got one person that said it was going down. Did you not learn anything from the last time we said that? It's going up. The trend is up. But the question is, when will Uber go down? Well, 96,000 shares are looking to be sold. 88 people in this world have a limit order right now that says, hey, I want you to sell my shares at 36. Listen, did you ever anyone have an account with like TD Ameritrade or like a Fidelity or a Schwab? Anyone here have that? Okay. So, like when you put an order out there, where do you think it's going? You don't see it, but you're telling them you want to sell a stock. You have a limit order. There you are. You're there and everyone else. Listen, there are a lot of people trading. There are over 25 million people in this world that trade. Several 100,000 are day trading every day. When you look and you see that, oh my God, those a billion shares that were traded today, over a billion. Listen, the people trading everything. CEOs, institutions, Fausto, Eddie, Paul, these people trading every day. And we all trade different stocks. So you're looking at the true orders out there. Now you have to understand something. NASDAQ invited me to come and do a presentation. By the way, they would never invite anybody on their show if they thought we were teaching people losing money. Okay. Believe me, NASDAQ is an exchange. This is not some endorsement from somebody, from who knows who they are. All right. But NASDAQ invited me on their show because they want you guys to learn how to trade on their exchange. And this is how it works. They can't make it any simpler than that. 99% of the people in this world, unfortunately, are self-taught. 80% of them are going to fail miserably. Okay. I think 60% of them are going to blow up their accounts probably within a month to 3 months. They did a projection on it. I think if you do a search on the internet, you can find that out. Do you want to really be that? Why would you want to be in a business with such a big failure rate? You're not. Like I mentioned earlier before we started, Bloomberg News said that you guys are going to get destroyed. And I agree with them, because who really trained you? Who really trained you? Determination. By the way, look what happened when Uber came from 36.50 up to from 35 to 36. Look at that. In less than an hour, 2 hours, you bought the stock where the buyer is, you sold it where the seller is, you make your money, you make $1,000. What more do you need? How much you want to make? $1 on 1,000 shares, that's $250,000 a year. How many of you guys are making $250,000 working an hour a day, 2 hours a day? I'm being dead serious. How many of you here do that? Wow, not getting as many people filling out that poll question. And you know what? Is it possible? Of course it is. That's why you guys are here. Scott says, I wish. Be careful what you wish for, Scott, because it might come true. Okay? It might come true. Listen, we don't control the market. You need to know how to control. You need to know how to control it. You look at this picture. Here's a guy without total view. I mean, I know it's a funny looking picture, but I mean, like, seriously, I mean, sometimes, you're on this one little screen. Hell, I had another guy. I'm going to tell you a funny story. There was somebody who wanted to be a student of mine. He goes, Fausto, it's just a funny picture, but I would never trade one monitor. I got 12. He says, you know what? I would never train you. He says, why? I got 12 monitors. I said, what the hell do you have 12 monitors for? What are you trying to land in the space shuttle, for crying out loud? 12 monitors? Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous. I never heard that before in my life. But the purpose of this picture is this. You're looking at an everyday individual, and then you're looking at a picture of this floor of the exchange. By the way, could you guys tell me, looking at this screen right here, something that occurred to me? Do you see any charts anywhere in that screen? Anybody see any charts there? No. You're talking about the best of the best. You're talking about this is where it all starts, and this is where it all finishes. This is where you can't even get down there without going through, this is like the Marine. This is like you're the front lines. If they don't have it, what the hell are you doing? Why do you think you need something when they're not even using it and they're the best in the industry? I was you 25 years ago, okay? And when I stepped on that floor for the first time, and I had my mentor, who was a jerk at the time, said, you know, he said, I asked a guy, he says, could you put a Fibonacci on it? Like, it wasn't me actually. So it was, there was a meet, you know, an interview, and we were going through a training process. You know, you have to be trained how to trade. And one guy raised his hand. He goes, could you put a Fibonacci on that chart? He said, you know what he said to the guy? He says, you're fired. Everybody's like sitting in a chair like, was he kidding? Is he serious? Yeah, you're out. Leave. He's like, we don't use Fibonacci's. And the guy's like, I was just, it doesn't matter. If you're looking at that, you're in the wrong business. It's going to take you 20 times longer to learn. He's like, really? Like, yeah, leave. Anybody else? No? Okay. You follow the rules or you don't trade at all. You follow the money and that's it. And then at that moment of time, the first day that I was showed that, all I kept on thinking was, how in the hell can anybody trade without this data? Because just like that guy was guilty, that was asking for a Fibonacci, you know, or looking for a MACD, this and that. I was like, it's not about that. It's about following what these guys are doing on the floor. Now, let's get back to one of everyone's questions. By the way, there's a couple of questions coming across here, and I'm trying to answer them as quick as I can. But we do have somebody here that's helping answering. We have other instructors here to kind of help and assist me with those questions. Now, Stephen and John and Mike, this probably is going to answer your question. So some of you asked me earlier, are these fake orders? Well, first of all, there's nothing fake about the order. If anyone tells you that they're a fake order, they're fake themselves. They're not traders. They never traded before. They're lying to you. And I'll tell you how I could prove it. Can you put a fake order on TD Ameritrade? Could you put an order and say, hey, could you put an order out there, but it's fake? Oh, yeah, you could. It's called paper trading. It's not going to come up there. There's nothing fake about any of these orders. They're all real. Now, like I mentioned earlier, could someone cancel an order? Of course they can, okay? But I want to show you something that's called tape reading. Now, I'm actually a tape reader. That's how I was trained. Some of you might look at it and be like, oh my God, it's so fast. It's not. You know what? You know what's fast? You're looking at a fast-moving stock. That's what I was taught. And they're right. You know, oh, let me look at like one of you earlier. Oh, does this work for S&P futures? First of all, I would never, and some of you might get turned off about this and might, you know, log out right now. I would never trade the S&P futures. Never. People are like, what? Everybody trades S&P futures. No, I would never trade the S&P futures. You know why? Because I would rather trade something less risky with a high amount of reward. I don't need to, you know, if I'm in real estate, I am not a selfish person says, oh, I'm a snooty guy. Like I only buy and sell $1 million homes. Well, if I'm in the business and if I buy $1 million home and all I can make is $50,000 and I could buy a $100,000 home and make the same $50,000, you think I care? I just risked $900,000 less to make the same money. So please keep that in mind. It's all about, you know, less risk, more reward. So what we got here is we're going to look at Rite Aid. Okay. So Rite Aid, the support level is right here around, you could see at, what is it? 86,000 shares at $15. There are 55 different people out there that make up that order. All right. Now, we're looking at Rite Aid on the chart. So Rite Aid goes down and around 145, it hit that $15 price. But you'll notice it ended up going lower. But if you notice here, in a matter of an hour, it kept testing it and testing it and testing it and testing it. It's not that it's testing it. The guy on the bid was getting executed. How do we know he's getting executed? There's this little window called time and sales. I don't know if you heard. I know a lot of you neglect using it because you say, oh, it moves too fast. The reason why it moves too fast is you have your defaults wrong. Okay. By the way, who actually trained you how to set up your platform? You know, some 18-year-old kid that works at the company. Oh, it came with a template. Okay, well, that doesn't make you a good trader. You need to know how, you need someone to show you how to customize depending on what kind of trade you are. And I can't believe how many people just totally discourage of using a time and sales. But this window that we're looking at is your telltale window of every single transaction that's taking place in that stock. And if you're looking at the chart, you could see that the guy that was there at $15 was getting executed. Look at that. 1,400, 1,700, 2,000, 4,000, 4,400. This is all times by 100. This guy 15 kept getting hit. You know what? You know, in theory, it's a support level. But if people are executing that guy, you know, that could happen. Ever see a stock break a support level? I'm like, I don't understand. How did that stock break a support level? Well, because the guy that was supporting it before is probably not there, or somebody sold it to him. Why? That can't happen? So trading is not as complicated as people make it to be. You just got to have a little patience and know how to play the game. Okay? Because when you start adding all this crap, I hate to use that word. Sorry, I don't want to offend anybody. But it's just, I mean, did you need an indicator to tell you the stock was going down? Look at the trend. I don't even know how people read this crap. You got a MACD, a moving average, a stochastic, an RSI, an overflow, a CCI. I mean, this is like crazy. How do people read this stuff? And you know what's crazy? Some people can read it. This is pretty funny. But at the end of the day, you could sit there and analyze a stock all you want. It does not work for day trading. Now, I like to day trade specifically. I do swing trading, but I'm just going to tell you this. What makes trading, day trading is just a lot more easier, let me say, a lot less riskier, and you get to sleep at night because you're not holding positions overnight. So that's where that comes in. Stephen K. So how did the right side of RAD trade look eventually? Well, if you sit there and try to analyze this chart and you see that you're at a support levels, you would think in theory it's going to go up. But when that buyer gets executed, like we saw here, not really going to happen. So use everything you want. Unless you're following the money and you're seeing the transactions that are taking place, you're obviously on the wrong side. Listen, there's an old saying, don't get, analysis paralysis, because that's what ends up happening. You got to learn the KISS method. And it's one of the methods we preach here at Cyber Trading University. It's called keep it super simple. The more things you add, the more complicated it gets. Next thing you know, you be what do they call that? What do they call those people that have like a ton of stuff in their house? I'm going blank. What do they call those people? Anyone here help me online? What do they call them? Hoarders. There you go. There you go. Thank you very much. Good people paying attention. All right. Hoarders. There you go. Rat packs. There you go. ADHD. Oh my God. Now we're getting a little crazy now. So anyway, you don't want to be a hoarder. All right. Because the more things you listen to people, the better it gets. I had a student the other day join me. He says, Fausto, he goes, I finally feel comfortable trading now after what I've learned, all the money I spent. And I realized that everything I was using, everybody keeps pushing a new indicator, why their system is better, why they need this. And you add this. Oh, you could use this, but add this on top, and you do it. And like, oh yeah, now add this one on top. And you do it. Next thing you know, you're taking a 4-year degree on technical analysis, and you still haven't made your first trade. It's all about, psychology, discipline, and most importantly, how to take losses. So we're almost at the end here, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions. I want to get to the point because I know a lot of people got places to go. And I want to get you guys registered to come and join me in my trading room. But I just want everybody to understand something. Every one of you here need to learn from mentors. Every one of you. And you know what? You're going to need to listen to a couple of people. Please do not fall in love with the first guy you meet. Okay? This is not love at first sight. Right? Guy might be great, but you know how you learn when you have a good mentor? And don't take my word for it. Look at the traders in the room and see if they make money. Okay. And also another thing I want to point out too, and I always point this out, be very careful being in a room with a lot of people in it. You know, I don't know how anybody could train anybody with more than 1,000 people in a room, 2,000 people. You know, listen, we're very, very selective who we let in our room. We don't, I'm telling you, we don't train everybody. I'm not the type of guy that loves taking people's money. Okay. I'm not in that business. I don't need the scrutiny. It's not for everyone. All right. But you should listen to other people. You should do your analysis on them. You should be able to talk to them. By the way, if you can't talk to the people that are going to train you, that's another big, you know, mark off the room. But you got to learn. But you got to learn from mentors, and you might have to learn from more than one. And let me tell you something. You ready to drink the Kool-Aid? This really is the best job in the world. It really is. You get to spend more time with your kids, your grandkids. You get to do the things you always want to do in life. I mean, where can you take your job with you anywhere in the world? And you know what? I think as much as I might disagree with other people in my industry, we all agree on one thing. It is the greatest job in the world, and you can do this anywhere you want. And that's what's nice about this job. So worrying about getting back to, you know, traveling. I mean, like here in New York, I don't know if anybody's been here in New York. You know what a disaster it is going into the city? Do you think I want to take the train and now I got to deal with the coronavirus and this and masks and gloves and what's enjoyable about that? I think this is going to affect us for the next 2 years. Psychologically, it could affect some people for the next 5 years. I think till today, to the day I die, I'm still going to probably see people wearing masks. Just going to be so, you know, anxiety is going to be kicked in. So, you know what? Let's stay in our own little bubble. Let's make our days pay, you know, and why not? But you got to learn from mentors. Chris says, can I show you what level 4 looks like? Absolutely. I can show you what level 4 looks like. And let me show you one stock that we did trade this morning that you might want to look at. Here was one stock that we were trading this morning. I don't know if you guys saw this one right here. Did everybody see this stock right here? This EKOS. Did you guys see this one right here? Great stock. Let me just bring it up here on level 4 because some of you guys are asking. EKSO. And let me just change it to 6 hours. Let me just show you on my level 4 what it looks like. Just the data's got to load up here. Hold on. It's got so anyway, have any of you guys been watching me on YouTube Live in the morning? You got to watch this morning's YouTube Live. I think I booked like a $5,000 profit on this trade. It's still loading, by the way. So I'm showing you what happened this morning. Okay, there we go. So this is level 4. You could actually see orders that are out there, orders getting executed. Like right here now, you could see that there is a 12,000 share seller. You see this big red line right here? That's what prevented stock from going higher. From 8, kind of backed off. You could see that this order right here, there was literally I think this is probably, it's like almost like a 30, this is like a 50,000 share buyer right here. And he actually got executed. The order got filled. So this is level 4. These are the things you're going to see in my live trading room. Okay. Abdul says, what do you think about think about TradeStation, Market Depth, Matrix? Actually, I'm glad that you brought that up. That's actually one of the platforms we showcase in the trading room. So if you really want to learn how to use that matrix, we're actually going to show you in the trading room. Okay. Anyway, let me get right to the point. So before we go, just want everybody to know that CyberTrading University has been endorsed and has been featured on more brokerage firms than any school in the entire industry. And we're very proud to say that. And I'll tell you one thing. You want to do your research? You want to make sure that someone's not BSing you and this and that? The only person you have to trust is these brokerage firms. These brokerage firms do background checks on Cyber Trading University, on our employees. Believe me, they have a lot more to lose than you do. So if you don't want to do it, if you're going to learn from anyone, make sure they're being featured on brokerage firms, not by some, YouTube commercial. Okay. So anyway, Cyber Group. I want to invite every single one of you to come in my trading room. Everyone. This is the original one that was started. You're seeing a lot more popped up, and believe it or not, a lot of them actually are my students. Okay. So if you're seeing a lot of these trading rooms, a lot of them are my students. They learn from me. And, and my goal is this: we train you to train other people. Okay. But when you want to come to the original one, here's your opportunity. Now, Rich just posted up the link, ctu.co trial, $9. Okay. That's all I'm asking for. I want to know if you're a real person or not. Listen, I'm not making money on $9. I actually lose money on $9, but we want to show you the professionalism. We want to practice what we preach. I had one guy come up to me and says, Fausto, could you show us your trades? Absolutely, I can. You pay the $9, you come in my room, and you'll see the trades. Okay. I'm not going to show you, some fake, account statement on my screen. You know how many of those people do fake stuff like that? And believe me, they're going to get caught. The SEC is cracking down on people like that. Okay. Listen, to be in business for 25 years, I can't even tell you how many of the biggest and best of the industry get closed down. Ever heard of Online Trading Academy? Look what happened to them with the FTC. Okay. They couldn't resist. Couldn't follow the rules, and now look what happened to them. Optionetics couldn't resist. Okay. But listen, I'm not here to bash people, but I'm here to teach you. I'm asking for $9 to give me 1 week and let me prove to you that you can do this. And most importantly, let me introduce you to other traders in the room that are just like you and see if they can do it. And by the way, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a crash course on day trading. You're going to get pre-market trades, after-market trades. You're going to see level 3, level 4. Some of you ask about the trade station. You're going to see the matrix. I'm going to show you. You're going to get your own personal education advisor. Could you imagine you actually even talking to somebody? Yeah. You know what? If you're going to make an investment in your career, don't you think that they should give you the respect to even call you and show you what's going on? That's what we do here at Cyber Trading University. I'm very big when it comes to customer service. So, because you know what, when we get to that point, we want to interview you and make sure that you're making the right choice before you put one single dollar invested into this. Now, as a bonus, the first 20 people that sign up right now, I will personally give you a free coaching class. Now, why would Fausto, 12-time world champion, CEO of the company, why would he talk to me? People like, I doesn't make any sense. Everybody else I call, I spent thousands. I didn't even talk to the guy who trained me. Well, I'll tell you why. I am not in the business of education. I'm in the business to look for traders I could train that I can make money with. Think of this as an interview, okay? And I need to know if you're going to be good enough for my team. You're not going to be in a room with 1,000 traders. You're not going to be in a room with 20 traders either, okay? But we handpick who we train because at the end of the day, I'm looking to train with people I could trade with, that I can make money with. So if that's what you're looking for, then get there right now, $9, make an investment. Rob says, what about the PDT rule? Rob, can I be honest with you? Could you forget about that right now? Is that what's really going to hold you back from making money? Do you have $9? Forget about that, the $25,000. Do you have $9 in your pocket? Why don't you invest $9 and worry about that first? Because you know what? We do some swing trading. You could still apply this to it. So you're talking about Don't worry about, oh, do I got to open a brokerage account? Forget about a brokerage account. You don't buy the car. You don't even know how to drive yet. Make an opportunity, $9. You got nothing to lose. And guess what? If you really want your $9 back and you really need it, I'll give it back to you at the end of the week. Okay? I don't need your $9. Trust me. The $9 is just to tell me if you're a real person or not. That's all it is. And then it's up to us to say, to show you the professionals, to show you what we're doing, what we're buying, what we're selling, how we're getting in and out of these stocks, how we find them, all that stuff. And then you're going to realize and be like, wow, this is really not as bad as people made it to be. Okay. I'm just going to go over a couple of people just registered right now. Just a couple of shout outs. Peter from, is that Denmark? Wow, that was pretty quick. All right. Chris Keene from Australia got your registration. Wow, a lot of people from out of the country. Abdul, like, oh, there you are. You're from Virginia Beach. He's got your registration. Welcome aboard. Alan Tong from London just got your registration. Welcome aboard. You know, that's what I love about, you know, online classes. We've been doing online classes. All of a sudden, it's like the new thing, you know. We've been doing online classes for 20 years. I used to travel. I used to go to China. I used to go to London, all over Canada. 20% of my traders actually are from Canada. I've been going to Canada. I go like 5-6 times a year. I haven't gone because of coronavirus lately. But, you know, I've been to all over the United States. It's just, you know what? You can't really learn in an on-site environment unless you're going to be there for a year. So we learned a way how to kind of like collaborate, make things cost-effective, convenient, you know, work in your environment. So that's what, you know, that's what I love about the webinar. And that's the greatest thing. Now people all over the world can now appreciate and come in and says, you know what? I want to learn from the true professionals. Here it is. Would you help us set up the platform if I'm using Thinkorswim? Hannah, we do have a Thinkorswim platform you could use, a layout, okay? But regardless about Thinkorswim, you know, Tastyworks, whatever you're using, you know what? First, before you even think about even doing your first trade, why don't you check and see if trading's for you first? Let's start off with the $9. Let's get into the trading room. Let's see if you could actually, people do make money doing this. And by the way, don't judge us on our winners. Judge us on our losers. How few we have. That's the big thing you got to focus on. Judge us if, you know, grandma, you know, how I taught her to be a six-figure trader, you know, could do it, then you could do it. Alan says, I already signed up. I'm looking forward to enhancing my knowledge limit on how to be an effective day trader. Listen, Alan, it's such a great job, and you will. And you know what? And for everybody here, don't be offended because it might not be for you. By the way, just let me get back to level 4. I'm not going to change the subject here. You see this guy right here? He's getting tested. See that right there? You see that big seller right there? It just went up to 876. It came right up to him, not once, not twice, 3 times. And if you didn't have a game plan, guess what? You went from 876 right down to 834. Is that ridiculous? Did I make that up? No. Is it the Fausto luck? No. It's all about following the money. And if you knew that, and you knew you were coming up to that big seller, and you knew he was out there, how much better and smarter trading decisions would you have made? Actually, it dropped down to 813. Let's look at this. Look, it went all the way down to here. Look, all the way down to 816. It dropped literally almost 60 cents. You know what 60 cents on 1,000 shares is? That's a $600 loss. Just because some indicator or somebody, some cocky, you know, or someone that is not admitting that they're wrong. Follow the money. We're going to show you this live. Why would you not want to learn how to do it the right way? It's all about learning how to play the game. All right, so a couple more shout outs here that I got some registrations for. By the way, if you register, there's a questionnaire. And in that questionnaire, you're going to see that it's going to tell us a little bit about you. The better you let us know about you, the better we can help you. Okay, it's just going to ask you if you ever got training before, what brokerage firm you work with, you have level 3 or not. So it's important that you fill out that questionnaire at the best of your knowledge, because like I said, it helps us to help you. All right. A couple other shout outs here. Carl from Ontario just got your registration. Good. Blake, Pennsylvania, got your registration. Good. All right, guys, listen, we got about 2 minutes left. I've got a couple more minutes. Any last minute questions? Any last minute questions? No, no last minute questions. All right. So you got the questionnaire. Now listen, before we go, don't leave. We're going to play a video of us on NASDAQ. All right. And I'm going to show you I'm going to go into another explanation with some live video, live action, and what it looks like at the NASDAQ Center with Jill Marigioni. And I'm going to be talking with her. So you get to watch that video. So don't go anywhere. So as you're filling out your application, taking that, that $9, that's going to probably be an expensive coffee at Starbucks, which I could probably convert it to be $900, in a day. Sit back, watch, and then we'll get started. Now, remember, when you register, every single one of you are going to be talking to an education advisor. He's not there to sell you anything. He's there to explain to you what you're going to learn in the room. It is very important that you talk to them, because you're going to get into the room and you're going to be totally lost. You need to know when we start, when we commentate, what we're looking at, and you have to go through the tutorial. Trust me, we take this class very, very seriously. We don't like people losing money. We don't like going out there and people bashing, us about, or about trading in general, not us, trading. Do it right. Pay the $9, follow the rules, and believe me, you'll make a phenomenal career. And then the worst thing that could happen after all this is you find out it's not for you, or you found out the real truth. Hey, Gary, good to see you. Gary, former student, just got back into trading, going through some of the videos. Good to get reminded. You're more than welcome. More than welcome. Good to see you, Gary. All right, guys, good luck. Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere. We're going to play that quick video, and look forward to seeing you all in the live trading room, all right? Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. Just watch and learn. Thanks, everybody.
Welcome to NASDAQ Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ. Joining me at the market site in Times Square, New York City, we have Fausto Pugliese. He's the founder and president of Cybertrading University. We're going to take a look at how traders are using Total View. And Fausto, it could not be a better time to have you in with us at Marketplace, because with everything going on, the volatility we've seen in the market since you were with us in the middle of February last time.
That was pretty crazy.
Traders are asking themselves, what's the bottom, what's the top? But as a day trader, you can kind of get an inside look when you're looking at a single stock.
Yeah, what it is, Jill, is that, thanks for having me again. And yes, when it comes to day trading, people realize that what happens over the course of the day, which trickles down to a swing trade and to a long-term investment. And my phone's been blowing up. People could ask me, Fausto, is this the bottom? Is this the bottom? Because we're looking at the market all day. And honestly, this is how you really know when it's the bottom. When you have the worst of the worst of the worst news and just constantly all negative stuff, and the market's not going any lower, that's when you know it's time to buy. So as you see, like, a lot of bad news keeps coming up, and then obviously you saw what happened yesterday when they lowered the Fed rate by a half. It took for a big decline, and all of a sudden the market's up about almost like 900 points so far. Mm-hmm. So and there's still a lot of bad news that's coming out with the coronavirus and everything else, but that's really when you know when you hit the bottom. So for some of the listeners out there that really missed a boat when the market had a big rally. We almost hit 30,000. You know, these are the opportunities. You know, honestly, it is like the same thing I saw back in 2008 when we had the financial crisis. So once you start seeing all the bad news, things start backing up. Well, start going up.
All right, let's take a look at our example here today. We're going to look at ticker symbol MRNA, Nasdaq listed, of course. What are we looking at? Where's the levels that you're looking to sell?
Okay, so listen, what is mRNA? You know, I keep bringing up stocks, and people are like, what is this company do? It doesn't matter. We're just here to make money. The main goal about Total View is you have to understand how it works, how to know where the buyers and sellers are. It's all about supply and demand. That's why it's such a great tool. So we're looking at a chart right here, and we're looking at the stock right here. And the first thing people notice is like the stock's going up beautifully. Nice. Look at the stock. Started this morning. It's at 25.80. It's at 28. Is it going higher? Now the goal is, why does the stock keep breaking out? It hits a resistance, it comes back down. It breaks the previous resistance, keeps going up. How do you know it's going to keep breaking higher highs? And that, what we're going to do this time is we're going to bring a video so you all could see exactly what it's like to see in the real market conditions.
All right, so let's move along to our next slide here. That's exactly what we're doing. Let's take a look at Total View. I'm going to let you take the reins. Tell us what's happening here.
Okay, so we got like a little minute video here. So we're looking at some real time. And the key here is time and sales. These are the transactions that are taking place. We're looking at level 2. Level 2 is basically people get for free, but it doesn't give you the depth of data as Total View does. Now, the key here is that you don't see that many sellers out there. You're just seeing the best bid and best offer of that exchange. But you'll notice how the stock keeps going higher. What we need to focus on is where you see the big sellers. And you're looking for big orders. You got 51 different orders out there, right around 28. Things are going so quickly, I try to slow it down. So right around $28.50. So that is really your resistance level. So when you're looking at a stock going out, going higher, you're going to say, is the stock going to break out? So you see it's coming up to this guy right here really quickly. You see it's coming up. It's coming up to this person right here. So 70,000 shares, 5,000 shares. So it's going to come up to that seller. Now the goal is this: is that guy going to get executed? Remember, you have 100 share sellers, 300 shares, 1,000. But you have a big order out there. You want to see if that guy gets executed, and you want to see if that's how it breaks out. Remember, what makes support and resistance levels is buyers and sellers. So you got a seller out there. So we're coming up to that seller right here. Now the goal is to look right here and see if that seller gets executed. And you see it's coming up to the seller, and boom, the guy gets taken out. It's actually executing it. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See all those transactions? It took the guy out. Now look how fast the stock goes up. From 250, we're at 260, 270, 280, boom, like that, as quickly as that. That's why it's so important to know where the orders are, know where the resistance, and see if the guy gets taken out. Now, when we get to the next slide, look at it. We're already at 28.80.
Yep, and you can see these 35,000
Which
orders.
is exactly. Now, this is the next order. Now, the next question is: here's the next biggest resistance. There's 33,000 shares for there's 100 different orders out there. Now, then that's where the next resistance level is. So the goal is you hit a resistance. Where's the next resistance? The next resistance is the next biggest seller. So now we're coming up to him, and we're going to see what's going to happen when he gets to 29.
Yeah, it happens so fast.
Well, also, this is about a 5-minute video that I was able to capture when we traded this stock, and I kind of speeded it up over about a minute, so it doesn't move as quickly. Boom, we hit 29, the guy got taken out again, and look at the stock just took off again. And the thing I want to explain to you, Jill, is that, and your listeners have to understand, is that when you have a big seller out there and that guy gets taken out, that is a very big demand. Someone says, oh, wow, I'll take that 30,000 shares, and that's why you get the stock that really, really starts to take off. Now, the next thing is that you're going to get some resistance levels. It's going to start backing off. There's always profit taking going on, right?
Of course.
So when you have profit taking going on, you could see profit taking going on. But the question is it really a profit taking, or is it just people just, or is it really going to go lower? In this case, it's not. Seller got done. Remember, we just watched the stock go from 28 to 29. Now look at it. We're at 29.50 already. Stock just keeps going higher and higher because those sellers are getting executed. As those sellers get executed, that means there's a demand for it. When you see big block orders out there, it makes a bigger demand, and that makes it higher. Now, the next resistance level, obviously, is going to be where we have to focus on where the next biggest orders are. So we got some, I think we freeze, right? We're done?
Nope, we have a little bit more to go here.
We slow down over here. Yep, we're done. So the next video we're going to show.
You can actually go to our slide here. So this is where you're looking at those levels.
Right. So we're looking at the seller. So we have a 67,000 share seller at 28. So now we have to look what we call iceberg orders.
What does that mean?
Okay. So it's a funny story. So I came up with this word about 20 years ago after watching the movie The Titanic. Okay, actually, you watch that movie? Very sad movie. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, what happened to Titanic? It hit an iceberg, and the thing is, everybody was focused on the pretty of the ship and above the water. They didn't realize it's not what's above the water; it's at the bottom of the water. Icebergs are really big, so what happened? It crashed and it sunk. So what we're looking for is big iceberg orders, which we call, some people call them big block orders, but when you see a big order, it's called an iceberg order. So now we're looking at a 2890, and we're looking for a resistance. Once again, stock's going higher. We need to focus on the next resistance level.
All right, and which is on the next chart here. If we take a look, yep.
So here's just a quick little screenshot. So as we're looking at it, you see, it's a lot easier when you're focusing on, when you're just looking at the level, the total view, and it's easy to point it out. Now, please keep in mind, your listeners have to understand, we're fast forwarding this pretty quickly to get to the point. It doesn't move this quickly. But I'm showing right here is just a quick screenshot. What we're focusing on is this big order right here for 73,000 shares, and there's 315 different orders out there making up that 73,000. Now, the thing I just want to point out is, I just want to teach everyone a quick little lesson.
Yeah.
Don't ever sell anything at $30. Go out at $29.99. You just cut the line by.
So that's for anything that's at an even number.
Biggest trick I was taught by my mentors when I was younger. Listen, everybody's going to think 30. Everybody's going to think 20. Go out $21.99. You just cut the line by 73,000 shares. That's a very good.
It's like selling a house or buying a house. It's like those incremental psychological levels.
Well, if you remember, if you look at it, the stock has a penny intervals. And so that's a little tip. But the thing is, let's focus on what happens to the 30. You know, just right off the bat, you know that's a major resistance levels, and that's what we have to focus on. That's for the stock to go any higher, it's got to get through that 73,000 share seller on total view.
All right, well, let's take a look at that next side. See what happens next. Now we're going to get the other piece of the trade.
Okay, so here we're looking at the stock moving. Here's 29.45, 29.48, 62. 67. So the sellers are getting executed. You can see the transactions taking place, but we know that there's that guy sitting right here. And now his order's coming up. Look, he's starting making up the ranking. It's getting up to 30. It's getting close to him. So let's watch what happens. 74, 70. Look at the transactions taking place. It's trying to get there. And by the way, those orders, they're all real. People think like they're fake. Those are real orders. Can a guy cancel it? Of course they can cancel it. But that you have to take very seriously, and that's a real order out there. So now as we're looking at it, and as it's trading, it's trying to get there. Actually, it kind of almost tested it. You see that right there?
Yeah.
See that candle right there? It's hit it, and now it's starting to back off a little. Now you're starting to see the red candlesticks. So now it means that the last sale is lower than the previous.
And this works for all kinds of stocks. ETFs, would it work for ETFs also?
ETFs, futures, options, it works the same way. Remember, it's the movement of the stock that makes all those other things. Yes,
right.
ETFs and everything else. You could look up any ETF, and it'll come up on total view. Look, now we're down to 29.
Yep.
So my point that I'm getting to is this. If you didn't have a game plan, Jill, and didn't know that seller was out there, and you try to
And actually, if we go to the next slide, this is exactly what you were talking about. There's your level right there.
If you didn't have a game plan and knew that seller was out there, and look at that candle, that stock literally moved. Look how fast it moved in that one bar chart. If you didn't have a game plan to get out there before that guy was out there, and if you didn't what we call shaving, if you didn't shave just before that 30 and cut that line, guess what? You would just look how much money you would have lost. That stock didn't even drop from 30. Look where it went to. 27.30. You would have got crushed on that trade. Because what happens, if that seller's out there and he's not getting executed, he really had to sell that order, Jill, how is he going to get out? He's got to sell to the buyers. If he hits the bid, he's running that stock down, not you and I. Remember, we're not trading 74,000. Someone else is, and it's not one person. We saw it. It was like there was several people out there doing it. And that's how you got to focus on using the total view when you trade in today's volatile markets.
All right. It's so cool to actually watch it happen in real time. Thanks so much for doing that for us, Fausto. And thank you for joining me on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at NASDAQ.